learners, welcome to today's lesson. I'm Teacher Faith and I'm going to take you through English. And before we start our lesson today, I'm going to sanitize so that we can keep safe. So welcome. Today we are going to look at phrases, and we are going to start by defining what is a phrase. So we say a phrase, it is a group of words which is part of a sentence but does not make sense or meaning on its own. It depends on other words in that sentence so that it can make a complete meaning, whereby you can get to understand what is the intended meaning of that sentence. So, and again we can say a phrase, sometimes it does not contain a verb, and also usually a phrase does not have a subject. And as we know from our Form 1, a subject, it is the doer of the action in a sentence. So we can say a phrase is incomplete and it cannot stand on its own. So we can have an example here. I can say Paulina walked through the park. We have our sentence there. Paulina walked through the park. And in this sentence, we have a phrase. And remember, we've said a phrase, it is a group of words that does not make a meaning on its own. So we have through the park there. In this sentence, through the park is our phrase. So for example, if we write Paulina walked, so we have through the park. So if I write through the park only, you're not going to understand what this means. At the back of your head, you're going to have some questions. You may be asking your questions, what happened through the park? So that is why we say it is a group of words that does not make a meaning. And then we have types of phrases. So let's look at the types of phrases that we have. Number 1, we have a noun phrase. 2, we have a verb phrase. Number 3, we have the adverb phrase. Number 4, we have prepositional phrases. And also we have number 5, adjectival phrases. So these are the types, the common types of phrases that we have in English. So you have the noun phrase, the verb phrase, adverbial phrase, prepositional phrase, and adjectival phrase. So let's define what is a noun phrase. So in English we say a noun phrase, it is a group of words that have the head word as a noun. So the head word here is the noun under the noun phrases. So that's how we define a noun phrase. That's how you get to identify a noun phrase in a sentence, where you look at the head word, which is a noun in that sentence. And then we say a noun phrase also, it consists of a determiner, a modifier, and the main noun. So apart from the head word, we have the determiners, the main noun, and the modifier in that sentence. in that phrase, sorry. For example, we can say, can have an example where we say, the clean shirt is mine. So in this sentence, we have the clean shirt is mine. So we have the clean shirt being our noun phrase. So this is our noun phrase in this sentence, where we have the being the term, and then we have clean shirt. So shirt here, this is our main noun in that sentence, and this is a modifier, this is a determiner in that sentence. So we can have many more where we have the noun phrases, where you can say my old dress, you can say the new cars, or the two tall lazy boys. So depending on how you're going to use these all other parts of speech when constructing these noun phrases. So that was for the noun phrase. Next we can have the verb phrase. So a verb phrase, again, as we say, it is a group of words that contain a main verb and its helping verbs in that sentence. We have verb phrase. And you say the verb phrase consists of a group of words that contain a main verb and helping verb in a sentence. For example, we can have an example in a sentence where we have, she is eating her food. So in this sentence, we have is eating as our verb phrase. So whereby we have is being our helping verb, and then we have eating, the main verb in that sentence. So we can say they have been playing. So we have been playing there being our verb phrase. So we have and being the helping verbs in that sentence, and we have playing as our main verb in that sentence. Next, let's have the next type of phrase there. We have the adjectival phrase. The adjectival phrase, and we also define this as a group of words that does the work of an adjective in a sentence. And remember, in Form 1 we defined what is an adjective, and then we said an adjective, it is a word that describes a noun or a pronoun, a word that tells us more about a noun or a pronoun in a sentence. Also, under the adjectival phrases, the head word here is the adjective. So that's how you get to know an adjectival phrase in a given sentence. For example, you can have an example in a sentence. You can say, many girls like bright dresses. In that sentence, we have bright dresses as our adjectival phrase, where we have bright describing or telling us more about the dresses that the girls like wearing. And then we have next the adverbial phrase. So we have the adverbial phrase, and then we say this is a group of words that have an adverb as the head word in that phrase, and then we say the adverbial phrase they do the work of an adverb in a sentence. And what is the work of an adverb in a sentence? The adverb tells us more about a verb, adjective, and other adverbs. For example, in a sentence, we can say, the cat is under the table. So here we have under the table being our adverbial phrase, and this phrase is answering the question where. So where is the cat? The cat is under the table, and then this is adverb of place. So because it is answering the question where is the cat. And then lastly we look at the prepositional phrase. Now the prepositional phrase. And again we say under the prepositional phrase, this is a group of words introduced by a preposition and followed by a noun phrase in a sentence. So it is a group of words introduced by a preposition and followed by a noun phrase in a sentence. So in order for you to identify a prepositional phrase in a sentence, you have to look for where is the preposition in that sentence. So once you found the preposition in that sentence, now from there where we have the preposition, that is where we're going to have our prepositional phrase. For example, we can say, the book is on the table. So we have on, that is our preposition, showing us the position where the book is, which is on the table. And remember we said a prepositional phrase must have a preposition and a noun phrase. So here we have on, which is our preposition, and then we have the table, which is our noun phrase. So we have on the table being our prepositional phrase in that sentence. So learners, we've come to the end of our lesson today. Hope to see you again next time. Thank you.